Let's look at more features of Adobe Lightroom. Here are the photos that we have been editing and looking at. If we go ahead and open one of these up, for example, I'm going to go ahead and double click on this image. Here are some of the edits that this image has had. To see the preview, remember, we can click here and see the before and after. But maybe there are some capabilities that Lightroom does not have, and you need to do some things to the photos. You can open it up directly into Photoshop by either clicking these three dots and hitting Edit in Photoshop, using this shortcut, or going to File and down to Edit in Photoshop. Once you do that, the file should open up inside of Photoshop. In order to make sure that these edits transfer back to Lightroom when you're finished, you need to make sure that Lightroom stays open. And so now you can see that it's actually opened up here in Photoshop. So we can come down and maybe remove this cone by doing something like taking the spot healing brush and simply dragging over that. Right, and maybe while we're at it, we go in and take out the people as well in the image. All right, and when you're satisfied with your edit, you can go ahead and hit File, Save. You can see it's saving down the bottom. And once that's done, if you go back into Lightroom, you'll see that that cone is still existing. So I'm then going to go in and actually close Photoshop. And you can see now it's updating or syncing those edits from Photoshop back into Lightroom. And now we have successfully removed the cone and the people from the image. And there's a lot more we could do, but just as an example, you can edit inside of Photoshop and it will automatically update those edits into Lightroom and save them into the cloud, as you can see is happening right now. So that's a very powerful feature in and of itself. So beyond that, when you would like to share your photos, we briefly looked at that before. You can come up here to the top and click on the share button here. You can also do that if you are inside of your view like this, right? You can come right click and come down to get a link, or you can share and invite people to it and things like that. So let's go ahead and try to do that. So I'm going to open up an image. And with that being done, I'm going to hit the share button up here on the top. And as we looked at before, there are several different ways you can export. There are some presets on size and quality that you can export out as. You can also share by getting a link or individually inviting people to your edit. So let's go ahead and hit invite people and look at that. So that's going to go ahead and, as you can see, create a link to be able to share this with other people. Once it has done that, you can go ahead and get a shareable link here from the invite screen if you want just to have a link that you can copy and paste or post straight to social media. You can also change the access so that anybody can view it, or it's by invitation only. And if by invitation, right, you can enter specific people's email addresses here for those who can view your image. You also have the option to customize your image, and you can also change the settings for what others can see. You can allow downloads, show metadata, location, allow comments and likes, different things like that in the image. Back inside of customize, you can have it display the title, you can have it display the author, and you have some options on how it shows, or if there are multiple photos, right? They could be in columns or grids, or you can change the appearance to dark or light. You can also go ahead and customize the look of this on the web. So we're going to hit customize on web. And that will then go ahead and load that photograph onto the web. Once that has loaded, it's going to give you some of the ability to change how people view that image on the web, right? You've got your appearance down here where you can switch back and forth between light and dark. You've got different themes of how those show, and these would be more applicable if you had more than one photo on the web. but this will allow you to customize the look and the feel of your image in how people see it when they view it after you've shared the link and done different things like that. So if we go back into Lightroom, and if you had an album you wanted to share, you could go ahead and right click on that as well, and you could click share an invite, and you could do the exact same type of thing here. You can customize it. Let's try that once again and see what it looks like with multiple photos. Once those are loaded, you can see that you've got that here. It's got the name of your album. It's got all the albums that you have shared. And now down here in the bottom where the themes are, you can see we can change the layout to a different type of layout. When we're satisfied with the look and feel of the gallery, you can also come up here to the share settings. And this time, in addition to copying the link and posting it to social media, you can also get the embed code if you wanted to embed it into a website or something like that. And that is how you can share photos in Lightroom and also edit those photos in Adobe Photoshop and save them back into Lightroom.